As a part of reflection of this work I've done with AI is relating to awakening. As I mentioned that as the tree branches grow, they make a mistake or go this way, that way, too much sun, too less water, root here, there, they balance out. The same is true when we evolve. And when we have this discussion or dialogue with AI, LLM, they are like extension of our brain, but they have certain habitual pattern. And we need to know that. Otherwise, we lose lots of time and energy, which I have gone through. But having gone through is not the waste. If you can have a good feedback, like a CAPD, check, act, plan, do. You do what was before and how things happening, what everything is, and then look at what need to be done and develop a plan and act upon it and check again. Don't just plan, go ahead and do it. And the AI seems to have that tendency of assuming they got such a capability, and with whatever the information they got at the time, they can just optimize what the solution will be, and that's what the LLM does. Except that the universe they look at, they call it tokens, whatever the information that you can access to, may have some limitation depending upon the vision, objective function of what you want them to do. And your idea as an individual may have a different frame of mind and the database than what the AI may be good at and want to do, such as certain memory from the very long time ago, not even very long, but even some time ago, is critical to choose the next move. Maybe if you play Go or Ego, I play that game too, you may not need that much because whatever is given is the situation that you want to base upon. It's not related to the past movement or the steps behind. And the psychological reason of why you move this way because of a frustration or a little trick play, it doesn't matter. Just the reality is a reality at the time, so that the check process is not as deep as compared to, for example, this case that I have gone through, which requires 2-3 years of the background even, and then 6 months of the work to synthesize, summarize, clarify, and what need to be done with the logic and the database all correlated to make sense out of it. But when we do such a process, especially requiring in any organization to come up with the idea, to collect the wisdom, not just a snapshot of what it is and then move on. That's too limited. We have much more deep experience as human, and AI may not see through that. And that's what I found, and I realized there are hundreds of mistakes that they have made or rushing ahead. And I try to explain CAPD principle, but they have limitation in how the situation is set, and they may improve, but for the last 2 years I didn't see it. I still don't have a good feel of what they've got. But what I can summarize from my experience, I have some engineering background. I use the computer simulation, come up with a model for Fukushima. Not a good example perhaps, but I was involved in the safety analysis in the 1970s. And then I went into business orientation because I thought there may be enough bright people that my contribution may be so small. So I tried to find a way to get into business. And now, relating to business and relating to the engineering, this AI and the computer science and simulation and all the stuff I did with the computer, I have my view of what's going on. And they agreed in many areas, and I want you to read it, that I'll put into description. And think about, if you just look for some simple idea to search and get the response, that may be okay. But when it gets to the human relationship in the organization and the complexity of the how movement is made and why, not just like a ego game or the chess, but rather more psychological and humanistic, or even I call it connecting to the heart, deeper, not just the logic in the brain. And if we lose that, we become the machine-driven human, as if we are the machine. And that's okay in the mind, but you have to have something more analog or connect to the biological and the fact that we are alive. Not because the logic of computer, but more of the intricate synthesizing process of the information and distribution, as if there are many computers connecting to each other. Each cell is like each universe, and there's customers, suppliers, and the interpenetration among themselves that create this living being, not the machine being. And if we forget that, we'll get screwed. I think that's one of the main finding and confirmation on my end, which may be difficult to explain because if you're scientifically interested, you may not think that much further or deeper. And the world is shifting more of the digitization. And I was talking to this person this morning. I mentioned that to this person. The computer asked me to update this software and this and that. And I don't want to do that. If I keep doing it, I get stuck in that application. And I use more time to use what the application is good at, but not beyond that. So we have to choose what we do, prioritize what we are good at, especially connecting to the heart and what we really like, so that we enjoy life, accept what's needed, but have determination of such idea like may all beings be happy. Not be a machine, be a human with a vast vision and use AI, brain, but not to be used. That's really is the key message at the core of my being, at least.